Hey, it's Honey T89 here, and it's really late. I just feel like talking tonight, and I just wanted to show you all what I wore today and my hair. I actually had a scarf on. Excuse my eyes, when it gets really late, they get kind of reddish and watery looking, like I'm not on drugs or nothing, but like my eyes just gets really red, and yeah, plus I have allergies and they get worse at night, so that's why my eyes look like this. I ain't on nothing, I swear. Okay. Anyways, but I did my hair in a bun, and I did my hair in a bun, and I didn't like it that much, so I put a scarf on it because I felt like my bun was kind of tiny. I looked like I was bald headed, so I put a scarf on it. I don't know if you all can see. But it's different. Like I did a two-strand twist at the end at my ends, and then I pinned it. I mean, if you want to, I'll probably make a tutorial when my hair gets long, because I feel like it would be a really pretty style on longer hair. But I mean, it looks alright on my head. But I did have a nice scarf wrapped around it, and I have these earrings that I got from the thrift store. They kind of remind me of like those I don't know what it's called, sheets or flags or wind blowers that be on the little boats that people be riding on. It kind of reminds me of that. I don't know what they're called, but I got these from the thrift store for like a couple bucks. I have on a jean jacket that I actually cut. Jean jackets seem to have come back in style. I remember wearing them when I was like in high school, like ninth grade or whatever, and then it went out of style, and now they're back this season. I would say this summer they started coming back around, and yeah, I got a jean jacket. It was originally a long sleeve, and it's too hot for that, so I cut them off, and I got that. And I have like a I think this is considered a rumple. It's a rumple on. It's buttoned up. It's like something again. It's like, and it's like short style. And I had on some sandals. These black sandals. They're long. You can tie them up. But that was my outfit that I wore today. So, anyways, I'm actually going to take this off because it's late. And I don't need a jean jacket on my house. But I am still dressed. So, see. So yeah, there's just a lot of just new stuff that's pretty much happening in my life right now, and it's kind of scary and exciting, and just a lot. I just really feel like lately, as I said before in a few past videos, that the Lord has really just been pressing on my heart about relationships. And I was talking to a very good friend of mine, RTZ Riasha, she's like my sister, the other night about relationships, and I was talking to her, and I was just sharing with her like how sometimes I know as women, is maybe men too, but we always have that desire, or we don't want to say need. Some of us say I don't need a man, but I want one. But it's always been there. It's just like when you're single, it's hard to be single. It's just like something in you is just like, I need to be with somebody. You know what I'm saying? And for a long time, sometimes it's looked at as negative. Like, people with their, I don't know, there's like this new lingo, you thirsty, basically being like, from my understanding, being thirsty is being like desperate, or very needy and a wanting type person. So it's just kind of like, if you think when you're thirsty, you're, I don't know what the connection is, but that's the term that they use. So usually like the word thirst, if somebody's thirsty, it's like usually like a girl seeking a man, and so I really just began to think about that, like, because part of me, like, I feel like that, like, I've always desired to want a man in my life, and not just any type of man, but a husband. And that desire, it never went away. It's not gone. And a piece of me is just like, am I desperate? Am I, being so wanting? Like, why do I feel like I want a man so bad? Like, why? And I really, was wondering about that, and I really feel like the Lord has given me a piece of his heart, or a piece of revelation on this issue. And I started to think about the whole situation about Adam and Eve in the garden, and how before Eve came around, Adam was created first, and the Lord gave him dominion over, the fowls of the air, the fish in the sea, and all the other good stuff. And if I'm not mistaken, I haven't read my Bible in a little bit, but if I'm not mistaken, Adam was still felt like he was missing something. He still felt, I guess sad or whatever. And the Lord began to put him in a deep sleep, and that's when he pulled Eve out of, his rib and all that, good stuff. And I believe, I'm not sure where it is, but it says it's not healthy, or it's not good for like man to be alone. And, he created Eve as his helpmate. And so I just began to really think about that, and I really thought about, also in Genesis, how it says that we are created in God's image. And I began to think about how, okay, well, why did God create us in the first place? You know what I'm saying? Why would he want us? And it's just like, one thing we know for sure as a believer, if you don't know, is that, the Lord adores our relationship with him, and adores our worship to him. And so hopefully I hope I'm making sense. I'm gonna try to tie it all in together, get that light out the way. The Lord, like he adores our relationship with him, and our love to him. And I really felt like, a piece of that, of his image, that having someone to adore you, or having someone to love you, was embedded in us. Because being created in his image doesn't just mean, oh, when I look at you, literally that's what God looked like. Being created in his image means his character. His image reflects his character. So, if we're created in his image, then we love how he loved. We forgive how he forgave. We, pursue how he pursues. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the whole image thing is not literally like, oh, when I look at you, that's what God looks like. It speaks of his character. And so, I'm just like, well, back to the whole relationship thing, that very want, or that very need of, people wanting to have that significant other, I really feel like it isn't a thirst thing. I feel like a portion of me believe that it's embedded in our DNA. It's embedded, as far as spiritual, to want to be in a communion, or in holy matrimony with our spouse. And once the Lord began to show that to me, I feel like that want to have a man in my life isn't a desperate thing, and sometimes it's kind of hard to say that. It's almost as if we treat relationships like, well, I don't need a man, I just want one, or whatever. It's just like a piece of me feel like, no, it's okay to say I need a man. I feel like the way I was created in the image of God, it's just that holy matrimony, that marriage is so important to him. And I believe that because like our relationship with him reflects a marriage. It says that Christ is coming back for his bride. You only get a bride in a marriage. So it's just like that whole concept of being married has so much powerful meaning to it. And I really feel like, the Lord, everything that the Lord do or try to show us on the earth, it's just, different parables or symbols or pictures to show us, his love and his character. So it's just like, as far as a natural marriage between a man and a wife, I really feel like in essence that reflects our relationship with the Lord. When you're married to someone, you're intimate with that one person. And what does God say? You shall serve no other God but me. I don't want nobody else. It's just me and you. You're not going to be sleeping around with all these other gods and, then coming to me. It's just like if you're serving me, it's only me. And it's the same thing in a marriage. When you're committed to someone, it's only that one person. And so I really feel like, a lot of things that we do, naturally in our everyday lives, or even in our relationships, the Lord is always showing us pictures and always showing us pieces of who he is. And so, I mean, I've just been really thinking about that, and I really feel like sometimes the way we go about it, as far as like, I feel like that need to want that spouse, or that need to want that significant other, is given by God. I feel like it is something that's embedded into our spiritual DNA. But I feel like sometimes when people are broken, and I'm not even gonna say people, myself, when we're broken and when we've been hurt, or sometimes when we don't know why that desire is there, when we go about it the wrong way, that's where I feel like, the thirst comes in, or the sin comes in, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I really feel like that desire is there for a reason, but it's just like the way we go after that desire is what messes us up. And being in multiple relationships, or having multiple partners, and just saying like, oh, whatever, it isn't nothing, it is. And we have to be very careful and realize that our bodies are very sacred. And I don't care what nobody say, once you are intimate with someone on that level, as far as the sexual level, it changes everything. It truly does. And of course, I've learned the hard way. And I just really ask the Lord to give me guidance in that, because this stuff that I'm learning or understanding, I'd never really seen it. I didn't grow up around stuff like that. I didn't grow up around, a lot of people getting married. I definitely didn't grow up around marriages. And so I don't know, but I know in my heart it's just like, that's what I want. And I don't feel like it's a thirst thing or a desperate thing, or I just want a man so I can feel complete. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. I really feel like stuff like that, when people approach it like that, when we, or myself, approach it like that, that's out of brokenness. And sometimes we look for that significant other, or for that marriage, to fill voids that they were never designed to do. And it's just like, the Lord is like, the very thing you're seeking that person for, I'm giving to you. I have the power to fill that emptiness, or fill that want, or fill that need to be loved. You can't get that genuine need to be loved completely from a spouse. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like, yes, that is a great experience, and yes, you can experience love, but it's to a certain extent. I really feel like God's love is so much more and so much greater than what anyone can give to you. And so I just really feel like sometimes the way we go about things can be it's late. I'm losing my train of thought. I feel like I'm babbling. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I don't know. I just really been thinking about this for like a long time, and once I started to kind of understand, I'm just like, okay, Lord, are you sure that's what it mean? Or not even that's what it mean, if that's like true, because I just really feel like a lot of people, on Twitter, on Facebook, on everyday interactions, like, I feel like it's more common with women, because women are more, I mean, I could be wrong, but from my experience, women are more acceptable with expressing their feelings. Guys are just kind of like, they may, they have a different way of expressing it than verbally saying it, you know what I'm saying? And so even though they may not say it like, oh, I want my wifey, or I want that number one, or that ride or die, whatever, they, desire it too. But, I just really feel like there's nothing wrong with having that need. It's not like, I really feel like people say, I want a man, I don't need one. It's just like, they have that defense of like, just because I'm putting it out there that I would like to be in a relationship, I don't want to seem desperate. And I kind of feel like you shouldn't even have to make that statement. I really feel like the Lord has given us that desire to want that communion, because that's how he designed it to be. And as long as we're in his will, and at least being in a place of sacrificing our hearts and laying it down before him, and letting him know, this is what I desire, and the reason I want to make sure these desires that I have are coming from you. And I really feel like that desire is from him. That desire to be in a relationship with a man or with a woman, man and woman together, I'm referring to, was given by him. And I really been in a place of trying to accept that, like, okay, I'm not desperate. I'm not, just looking for the next thing to hop on, like, oh, come love me. Like, that's not the case. Even though sometimes I admit, like, I have done that. It's just like, just the smallest thing, and I'm just like, oh yes, this is it. Or if it's not it, I'm gonna make it it. So, but hey, you live and you learn, and whatever. But yeah, this is 15 minutes long, and I don't like long videos because after a while I get bored. So I'm pretty sure people are going to get bored with me. Yeah, but that's all my thoughts. I could talk for 15 more minutes, but I'm gonna wrap this up. But yeah, that, I don't know, that was just my my thoughts and ideas, not ideas, but just my just a snippet of what I've been thinking about, of, you know, humans and relationships and why we seek them so much. Not even just husband, wife, but friends and, you know, parent to child. It's just like it's in our DNA to be relational with one another, and it's quite normal. And I feel like, you know, when it comes to, you know, a man and a woman wanting a man and a man wanting a woman, that's just, it's normal. And that we shouldn't make it seem like, oh, I have to make a statement so I won't look desperate. It's just like, you're not desperate. It's just, that's just how we are. And so, and I have to tell myself that too, because I'm just like, I don't want to seem desperate, but I can't shake this feeling, like it's there. And I mean, sometimes I get annoyed. I just really ask the Lord, like, as long as it doesn't overpower or overcome to how much I want you. That's what really gets on my nerves sometimes. Like, I feel like I desire to have this just awesome man in my life more than I desire to have the Lord sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think about it a lot, or I focus on it a lot, and so much of my attention and energy go to it than what I give to God. And that's where I feel like we need to draw the line. You know what I'm saying? As far as increasing our relationship with the Lord, it's just like, Lord, I know what you want to give to me, and I know you won't give it to me until I'm ready. And this waiting process, it's not fun, but it's very needed. You know, it's not fun in the moment, but it's really needed. You begin to appreciate it once that thing finally comes. And so yeah, let me stop because I'll keep going on and on. But yeah, it's just Honey Teddy 9. I guess you could say this is my first mini teaching. Not even a teaching. I can't even say I'm going to teach anything. I'm just going to share. But yeah, you all have a blessed night, and thanks for listening to my long ramble. Good night.